Oh, happy day before Memorial Day. Got a couple mowers in here. Have to look and see how we can make that thing fixable. I'm sure. I was looking inside the hood here. Looks like maybe we should bump something at one point or another. Let's see what appears to maybe be. Well, no, I guess it's not broken plastic there. It's part of the lens. I don't know how these pop out in the plastic units. I didn't even know that they could pop out other than if you hit something, I guess. But it does look like, oh yeah. So you can see the tab, when it got pushed in, the tab got bent over there. I tried to fix that, but this is just in for a general service. We'll get it straightened out. And then we got this guy. This is the first guy we're going to start with. I'm going to set up a tripod here in a second. I had to find my hearing protection. So, this one comes from Gary. And I try to do these repairs as cheaply as possible. That's why I get so many videos of this stuff. These also have out-of-choke systems on them, if I recall correctly. I remember, I don't think I had this one in recently. I should really start. I try to mark some of them when I can. First place we always start is the gas. A lot of people don't realize it, but gas does go bad, and unfortunately what happens is, and like I just had another one, I keep getting these, and thankfully I have a place to go with the gas. So the unfortunate part is I need to start charging a little extra for gas extraction, because it's gotten more expensive for me to dispose the gas sometimes. So I've discolored my tube with some dirty antifreeze now. That kind of stinks. There isn't a whole lot of gas in here. Normally I would just tilt this over, but since the carburetor is also on that side, makes it hard to tilt to that side. I'm also going to weld up a all-wheel drive Lawn Boy handle a little later and try to reintroduce that to the lawn world if I can. So, I mean, there might have been a little bit left over from the antifreeze in there, but because I did have antifreeze in there, it doesn't look very good. Yeah, you can point it on an angle. You can see where the water is gathered at. But like I said, that could just be from the tube that when I had a little residual antifreeze hanging out in. But it doesn't smell like fresh gas. Maybe. He might have picked this up alongside the road too. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know the stories on these. Just like the people, when you start telling the stories, sometimes they sound like crap. Oil can be changed. We'll change the oil. We'll find a paper towel to get, or a rag. A little bit of paper towel. These flatheads can take a pretty good beating though. I'd say that oil is slightly over full, and needs to be changed anyway. So let's pop the oil out of that. As we're turning it over. This was the little bit of oil that was left in a twin cylinder yesterday. That wasn't good. And my backhoe cooperating. Allow me to tilt this. So try to get that out of there. Normally I like to warm it up, but that's not going to be happening today. Try to give you the best angle here. Hopefully I can find some tools. There's someone in the distance mowing away. Right on this guy's saw. Where did those boys go with that tree yesterday? Where did we go with it? There we go. Sometimes you can just open these up from the bottom, poke a wire up through them, but we'll give this thing a full service. I can find tools in here. Nope. I think that's metric. That won't work. I can't make everything the same thing, right? That's metric too, but close enough. Put on air filter. Cover it. First thing you can see is a lot of oil has wept into that. So that's because it's been over full. Holy crawly. Gary wins the most full oil filter or air filter award. It might as well have been an oil filter. That thing was cooked. Might not even need to be cleaned out. It just couldn't breathe. Well, you know, I'm a gambling man. Let's just see. Try to keep as much dirt in there. Put more dirt in. So much oil on the bottom there. Let's flip this guy back over. there's a bunch more guys. There's an ant on there. And there's a mark. Let's put gas in here. Don't put too much in, but high pressure air today. Phase 2. And let's pull the air box here. Yeah. I just lost a twig. A lot of people come by here to take their rubbish down to the dump down here. So these old guys, they're pretty simple. I mean, not a whole lot to them, but let's crack that nut here if I have a 15. 7/16. You never find what you're looking for, but yeah. 7/16. Well, it was 13. It's caked in. Caked. Look, where's that 13 going out? Half inch. Half inch. All right. Half inch. So might as well do the justice here and keep as much out of the bowl as I can. Carburetor. I'm going to try this without the whole thing. It's on it for a quick click. Right on my tool, right? So it catches on fire. And then wipe that down. make sure that pickup is clean. And then we're gonna pull this. Gasket's all crapped up. I think I got some more gaskets around. I hate these gaskets, to be honest. And I do hate the way that these are set up with the needles and the float seats and stuff. So, you know, once they, again, yeah, there's ways to prevent that, I guess, you know. Hey, what? I ain't missing my buddy Frankie. Boy. You never think we're gonna go until it's that point, and then we're done, you know. Sucks. That's too big. There goes the needle. I think that's too small. There we go. Is that one? Is the same one as that one? Same one as that one. Just been super swollen. It's a gobblegoo grease in here tonight. Trying to hold that gasket in there. The gasket's gonna weep. Tired of bending over. Gaskets are down. I think it's a bit too low. Okay. Here's the bigger ones. Yeah. Actually, I might be the same one, but I want to watch this needle. When I say we grab a thing of goo, have some grease around. This gas cap's leaking a little bit too. That sucks. Slather a little grease in here and try to hold that in its place. I do the same thing with the gaskets too. You can slather a little grease around the gaskets and hold them in place. But I still think that's not the right one. That's not the right one. I gotta pause this and dump it out. I'm gonna cheat and give her the old hoopty-doopty. And hope that gasket that I found there is a viable solution for retaining gasoline. Let's go out in the interwebs. Order some gaskets for this, or for these the style carburetor. Come on. Getting that thing lined up. And try not to pinch the new gasket is always fun too. So what I try to do is I try to get this pickup, fuel pickup started, and then tighten it up. Like I said, hopefully this one will be good enough not to leak, but I'm hopeful, or I'm not. I am tired of this wrench. ratchet, sorry. The self-ratcheting mechanism is not working very well. I keep meaning to take it back over to blows, but alright, let's see if we get lucky. A second to rest that oil. Gary wins the Clogged Filter of the Year award. Let's make sure that there's no gas sweeping out this carburetor. Oh, wow. It's just oil and goo on the breather tube. Oil and goo on the breather tube. So I'll let that sit for a minute, make sure that that it's not leaking and weeping.